The U.S. federal government relaxes the requirement for university degrees for cybersecurity professionals. A new study finds that AI may have more empathy than human therapists. Elon Musk lays off an employee who slept in his car near the plant so he could work longer hours. And if you think that canceling that credit card is the way to end all those online subscriptions, think again. All this and more on the Some Days You Can't Make This Stuff Up edition of #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. The U.S. federal government is overhauling its hiring practices for certain technology roles. The White House announced Monday that degrees and years of experience requirements will be eliminated for a subset of IT and cybersecurity positions across federal agencies. Under the new skills-based hiring model set to take effect next summer, educational credentials like college degrees will no longer be mandatory for nearly 100,000 current federal IT management jobs. The changes will also apply to government contractor positions in those fields. National Cyber Director Harry Coker Jr. said that the reforms are intended to open up more cybersecurity career pathways in both the public and private sectors amid a critical workforce shortage. Rather than focusing on diplomas or strict experience thresholds, applicants will be evaluated primarily on their skills and competencies through assessment tests. The goal is to facilitate hiring from non-traditional talent pools like self-taught technologies. The initiative stems from a Biden administration cyber workforce strategy aimed at modernizing the government's IT recruitment. Previous hiring processes prioritized formal degrees, conflicting with how many cybersecurity professionals develop expertise through certifications, on-the-job training, or even self-study. According to data cited by the White House, the U.S. currently has enough qualified workers to fill just 82% of available cybersecurity roles. By broadening its pipelines, officials hope federal agencies and contractors can attract more diverse candidates. Now, they could just get rid of those requests for 10 years of experience on entry-level roles in Canada. New studies suggest that advanced AI language models like GPT-4 may possess a remarkable ability to understand and respond to complex human emotions, even outperforming psychologists in some areas. These findings point to the potential for AI to play an increasingly important role in mental health care. Researchers at the King Khalid University in Saudi Arabia put GPT-4, Google's Bard, and Microsoft's Bing Chat through a series of scenarios designed to test emotional intelligence and social cognition skills. They compared the AI's responses to those of 180 psychologists. Remarkably, GPT-4 scored the highest of all participants on the social intelligence scale, correctly navigating 59 out of 64 intricate emotional situations. This exceeded even the most educated psychology professionals involved in the study. The researchers believe that the AI's strong performance showcases the potential for language models to comprehend nuanced psychological needs and provide personalized support, especially as the technology keeps advancing. For example, OpenAI recently introduced a new memory feature allowing ChatGPT to retain context from past conversations and learn over time, much like a human therapist understanding a patient's history. While AI may not be a replacement for human mental health providers yet, experts say the technology could become a powerful supplemental tool offering 24/7 access to emotional support, early detection of disorders, and unique treatment insights derived from large data analysis. Some AI therapy chatbots like Wysa and Wobot are already being deployed to help address shortages of mental health professionals, particularly in underserved areas. And new empathetic voice interfaces can detect emotional cues from speech. If you haven't tried it, check out Pi.ai. That's Pi.ai. I've had long conversations with Pi. I'm surprised it's not a therapeutic tool already. Full warning, I am not a mental health care professional. I was just amazed. Because there is a potential for these things to go wrong. Just ask the Catholic diocese that installed AI without enough testing. Their AI started taking confessions and recommended do-it-yourself baptisms with Gatorade. The AI was subsequently defrocked. But the bottom line is that there's no shortage of need for mental health professionals here or around the world. And with further development and the right safeguards, this latest study suggests AI's emotional intelligence capabilities could pave the way for more accessible, personalized, and equitable mental health services worldwide. And speaking of needing help, here's a story that epitomizes the continuing layoff stories out there. the stories just keep coming. Microsoft had some layoffs. Google fired its Python group and offshored those to a cheaper location. Elon Musk continues to double down on Tesla layoffs. But the fact is, with just the tsunami of layoffs, we can easily forget that these are real people with real lives. An employee at Tesla's Fremont, California factory who was so dedicated he slept in his car to work longer hours was laid off by Tesla. Nico Murillo spent 5 years working his way up at Tesla, going from an entry-level production role all the way to becoming a production supervisor. With a 90-minute commute each way, last year Murillo started sleeping in his car and showering at the factory so he could put in even more hours on the job. But that exceptional commitment didn't protect Murillo from Tesla's recent mass layoffs that saw at least 10% of the workforce go with little notice or even clarity. In a LinkedIn post, Murillo described the shocking moment he realized he was out of a job, starting with his corporate accounts being deactivated at 4:30 in the morning. And when he tried to enter the factory, security guards scanned his badge and informed him he'd been laid off. The abrupt termination left Murillo, who'd been logging 12-hour days, sitting in disbelief in his car in the factory parking lot at 6 a.m. The layoffs were carried out in a typically disorganized Tesla fashion, according to reports, with security going badge by badge to determine who still had jobs. It's a stark illustration of how even the most dedicated employees are treated as disposable by people like Elon Musk at Tesla as they cut costs. And it underscores why unionization efforts are gaining steam at many auto plants across America, including Tesla facilities, as workers fight for better treatment. Now, if you've ever switched to credit cards thinking it would cancel your recurring subscriptions, you may be in for an unwelcome surprise. Thanks to a relatively unknown banking tool, those monthly charges could keep right on coming to your credit card number even after you've canceled it. It's a common belief that closing an old credit card will automatically stop any subscriptions billed to that card. I thought that myself, but major credit card networks actually offer a service that can update a merchant with your new card details when you get a replacement. This essentially creates a virtual tracking system for customers' financial accounts across banks. When you get a new credit card, your bank automatically shares those updated card details through the network with some vendors. This allows companies to seamlessly migrate your recurring charges over to your new credit card behind the scenes without your permission. And it means those subscription fees could keep getting charged even after you think you've moved on. All major card issuers like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover offer similar account updater tools for merchants. Consumer advocates argue the practice is problematic, allowing corporations to keep charging consumers who may have intentionally tried to cancel by closing payment methods. But the credit card industry defends this as a customer convenience. So while cutting up that card may have felt like a clean break, chances are your streaming accounts lived on thanks to this little-known credit card industry tool. By the way, this also happens in Canada as well as the US. We found LinkedIn and Calendly did this in Canada, and they're only a couple that we found so far. The only sure way to cancel is to proactively do that with each service, and good luck in finding out where you do this on some of those services. Or even what the charges are by what they put on your credit card statement. And that's our show. Hashtag Trending goes to air 5 days a week with a weekend interview show. We're also on YouTube. If you catch us there, please give us a like or subscribe and help us build that audience. If you're seeing me doing this, you're on YouTube. And this is an experiment. Let me know what you think. Find us at our new home at technewsday.ca or .com. You pick, and you can reach me with comments, suggestions, or even criticism at editorial@technewsday.ca. Our redesign is happening this week, but for now, you can find us still in the top stories each day. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a wonderful Wednesday.